5 movie romances that won't last. The common premise running through all movie romances are love conquers all or love is blind, and sometimes both at the same time. It works because we let it work and keep coming back for more. Here are 5 movie romances that won't last according to us. Number 5. At number 5, Leia and Han Solo from the original Star Wars trilogy overcome checkered pasts, experimentation with incest, and a general distaste for one another to form a powerful love bond. We totally understand that the princess and the bad boy element is what was supposed to make us swoon. So let's say that they can overcome the distance caused by differences in socio-economic status, which psychologists tell us is no small barrier. But that can't bring Han and Leia down. They were united by the cause of the Galactic Rebellion. She respects him as a brave and passionate fighter. But these two had never met before the war. Literally every single activity and conversation they've shared has revolved around it. They don't know each other in any other context but that of war, and that actually leads to another problem. What is Hans's job when there isn't a war on? So Hans is unemployed, and his deteriorating self-worth with Leia's royal sense of entitlement makes it impossible that this love connection ends in anything other than spousal abuse. Number 4. At number 4, the Little Mermaid, Eric and Ariel romance will never work because of unrealistic compromise. No one proves love is blind more than Disney. The basic plot revolves around Ariel giving up her life, her voice, and a healthy chunk of her anatomy to be with Eric. Meanwhile, he is faced with the arguably less complex dilemma of choosing between a brunette and a redhead. This kind of compromise is a marriage annihilator. Bad one-sided compromises are one of the biggest reasons for failed marriages and relationships. Number 3. Moonstruck at number 3, Star Trek Spock and Nyota Uhura's relationship will never work because of emotional unavailability. As a human, Uhura experiences every situation, determines how it affects her, and reacts on the emotions it elicits. But Spock, true to his Vulcan nature, displays the classic symptoms of emotional unavailability. It's bred into him that Vulcans pride themselves on squelching any emotional displays in favor of cold, calculating logic. Those are awesome traits for troubleshooting a starship's warp coil, but not so much for making a female human feel love. Uhura would only put up with Spock's post-sex, "You continue to perform admirably" so many times before she would walk out. Unless she demands, he utterly and completely changes his personality, which of course brings us right back around to that compromise that we just talked about. Number 2. Love struck at number 2 are Lieutenant Dunbar and Stands with a Fist from Dances with the Wolves. They meet as consenting captives of the Sioux and fall in love while exploring the virtues of their captors together. And frankly, this relationship is harder to watch than a scalping. The key trigger for Stockholm Syndrome is a captive's misinterpretation of a lack of abuse as kindness. Like abused dogs under new owners, Dunbar and Stands with a Fist fall in love with the tribe, then each other. Psychologists tell us that a love predicated on a disorder is doomed to fail, especially when the cause of that disorder is removed. Number 1. And acing the doomed love list at number 1 are John Bender and Claire Standish from The Breakfast Club. Some girls like the idea of falling in love with angry, bitter, aggressive men with rap sheets and a history of self-destruction. Claire is one. She's established as a quintessential popular rich girl, while Bender is the type of person destined for prison or various holes in the desert. Bender torments like no one's business. The movie makes it clear Bender suffers from post-traumatic embitterment disorder due to a traumatizing childhood of abuse and shitty Christmas gifts. This potent combination of helplessness and rage is bound to draw in a girl like Claire, who wants to help almost as much as she wants to get back at Daddy. Bender will likely shut down around affection and intimacy, and when he's incapable of expressing those feelings like a normal human being, lash out with violence. Claire is looking at a future of unrequited affection and excuses about running into the door.